Hmm. Here we are. Hmm. Oh, I look like a freaking William to Sunday Reflections. Oh man, great show last night. Trial by Axe. All those who were there, it was a great time. Some epic battles, and just all around good fun, right? Some new people came in, hanged out with us, and of course, everybody else, the the regulars hanging out. It's kind of like a bar. I kind of think of it as like it's the middle bar. You got your pregame bar where you go, you might, hang out. It's where everybody meets, right? You might have one beer or something, maybe a wine. You might get something to eat or something, and then you come to my bar. My bar is in the middle, and that's where we throw axes, and there's blood and sawdust on the floor, and it's just a kind of a rowdy place sometimes. And then you go to the big club. You leave my bar and you go to the big club, the main event out there somewhere. And then you have fun there. That's the big main event. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of fun and excitement and joy and whatever. And then you come back to my bar on your way back home. You stop at my bar, see what's going on because you were there last time, and you want to see how things kind of progressed a little bit. And hey, what's up, Lisa? And then you go back to the either you leave my place and go straight home, or you go back to the first place you went to and have something to eat, maybe. Lick your wounds, and boom, off you go back to the house or wherever you're going to pass out. Uh, wherever you lay your head, right? Those are good times, right? Those are good times to have, and that's a good thing to do. Having fun and socializing while you're doing it is really good for the mind, body, and soul, and for everybody else involved too. Really, getting out and meeting people and being around people and conversing and sharing and enjoying something, an experience together, is really cool. Majik, hey. Oh, of course, Charity. Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to give Charity her pound of flesh. So stand by, folks. Here we go. All right, Charity, I got you. You had to remind me. I know. Had to remind me. Such a forgetful one. There you go. Only the good stuff for you, Jerry. So here we are, folks, back again. Yeah, I see 5 people in here. One like. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about imagination today. Imagination. Imagine that. uh, I'll give it some time. I've only been on for like 3 minutes or so. So we'll just hang out. We'll talk because I've got a little I don't know what you call it there, a itinerary to follow. So this is cool, right? Something new for me to experience, and to try out. Be creative, be imaginative, right? And yeah, looking it up. I mean, as I am creative, I've always been creative. I've always had a really good imagination. Uh, you know, and then the older I get, and then of course the more TBIs I obtain, things kind of imagination kind of goes out the window sometimes. Creativity goes out the window sometimes. But I'm feeling more imaginative uh, as time progresses, so that's good. And but it's I have to exercise to do it, right? It's like working out, going to the gym, but you have to do it. You have to go through it, even though you don't wanna. It's like work. Do I really gotta work? Do I really gotta wake up at like 4 fucking 30 in the morning before the sun comes up and do all the things and run off to work and spend my 8 to 10 to 12 hours and then come back home? The sun's already down and you're like, ugh. You know. Do I have to? Yes, you have to work at it. Just like going to the gym, you do something very over and over, repetitious, lifting weights, and you get better. That's how you get better. That's how you learn. That's how things happen, right, Charity? She's staring at me. So, Let me guess. Am I dealing with chat again? Independent Mini United Shift. Yes, I have to fuck with chat. Yeah, sorry. Ronnie. Hey, everybody. Okay. I'm having issues with my chat. Stella. Hey, Lisa. Here we go. Now it's rolling through. Uh, so the chat, it will roll through and show everybody's comments, and then at some point it just stops. And it what it does is it goes from live chat on my end. It goes from live chat to top chat, and I'm like, then a no chat. So I get kind of nervous when I don't see anybody typing, even though you guys are really typing and stuff. And then my heart goes when I'm reassured that everything is working properly when I see a chat pop up. Shift. I see shift. I see independent mini united. Yes. Okay. And then it fades away. And then boom, it'll pop back up. There you go. Independent mini and I get to see you, Stella. Yes. So imagination, right? And I've got a little, I wouldn't say experiment, just a little thing that I want to do to start the show. We all remember Twilight, and I loved Twilight. Uh, ding dong, ding dong dong. Yes, yes, my hair is awesome. Yeah, it is. I know. I've always been blessed with amazing hair. Well, I don't do anything with it. I really don't. I mean, I wash it and I condition it maybe once a week. Seriously. I wash it with shampoo and I condition it with conditioner, and that's it. That's all I do. I might do a vigorous brush and get all the tangles and the cobwebs out and the bird's nest, because there will bird's nest on you real quick. So I could, if I just didn't never comb my hair or brush my hair, it would dreadlock like that, over time. So, and then you're ripping out hairs. You're just, what the fuck? It looks like I slaughtered a small animal in the bathtub, or I'm a Sasquatch shedding. I've had numerous roommates over the years, and they're like, "Yeah, you're the Sasquatch. You just keep shedding these freaking hairs everywhere." Like, sorry. No, Charity. Thank you very much for. Hope you enjoyed that. Your hair is naturally curly, soft, curly too, and I get the same problem. Right? Drops Family Garden. Hey, welcome. And so, yeah, yeah, we get the Sasquatch thing. It's funny. Um, it really is. So, you know, uh, it happens. It happens. I've only cut it like a few times, just a few times, and yeah, boom. Yeah, that's right. Goodbye. We all know why, don't we? Yes. So what's up, Sean North? Listening here as well. Welcome everyone. And so I have this little thing I want to do, and I precipice Twilight here, because he had a very iconic beginning. Sometimes I leave it curly and just put mousse in it or detangler. I don't think putting mousse in my hair would be a great idea. They're very huge animals and they don't like being messed with. Uh, Shad, you high D, you. Sean can't type today. It's gonna make for a very interesting chat. I love it. uh, so in the beginning of his show, if you remember Twilight, we all do. I mean, the black and white. I'm talking you. Yes, I did there, Sean. Sean, absolutely. Thanks for telling everybody. Shift kicker. Yes, for some reason. We all know why, don't we? So, True American Loretta, welcome. And so, in the beginning of the show, he would always say, with a cigarette, go, picture if you will. And in that iconic voice, too. I forget the guy's name. But yeah, picture if you will. So I'm going to do the same thing and then ask you a question afterwards. And it's, you answer it. Hey, what's up, Joe? And that will start the whole show. Everything I'm about to spit out is going to make sense. Hopefully, imagination's a crazy thing. It really is. It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. And one could say it's the success of our species and of our everything, everything. It is everything. Imagination is everything. It's crazy, crazy how it works, but it is. So picture, if you will, a waveless lake in front of you, surrounded by green trees. And off to the west, the sun is peeking over the mountains and hitting the lake and warming everything up. So there you go. Picture that. Now I have a couple questions for you. What's the temperature? Was it hot? Was it cold for you? Was the sun in your face, or was the sun in a different direction? Those are the questions I have. I want you guys, hey, Auntie T. Yes, so picture, if you will, beautiful lake in front of you. No waves, surrounded by trees. And off to the west, the sun comes over the mountain and starts to warm the lake. And my question is, what was the temperature like for you when you've seen this? In what direction was the sun coming from? Was it in your face, or was it somewhere else? Nice lake. Nice lake setting in the mountains. Oh, I see. Yeah. Everybody's talking. Everybody's asking, saying hi to everyone. Yeah. Please answer my questions. Yes. Fall sun from the west and 65 degrees. Ah, here we go. From Bullfrog. All right. I pictured the lake by my family's cabin. It's glacier fed and cold. Stella, sun through a hanging, glistening branch, swaying in the gentle breeze. Bug outs. The temperature was perfect. The sun at my back. Ooh. Wow. Stella says 20 degrees. Right on, Sean. So I didn't tell you any of that. I didn't tell you any of that. I just asked you. I asked you what was your experience in that imagination. That's a bit of an imagination, experiment or exercise, and it's taking all of us to do it. So it's a pretty cool exercise. And that feeling that you feel in the back of your head, yes, you probably feel it. Fishing on the bank of the lake, feeling the sunshine, no wind. I hate wind, Bullfrog. And you'll feel this. You'll feel this in the back of your head, right here. It's a nice kind of tingling sensation. You feel that? I do. You all should too. We're connecting. We're connecting on an ESP level. No, you are igniting your imagination. You are creating. You are creating. I just told you just a few simple things. That's it. Lake surrounded by trees. Sun coming over the mountain, hitting the lake and warming it up. That's all I told you. That was the inspiration for your imagination to go pow. Bug out. I got ESPN. Just saying. You see my Matt Shaz hair in the wind. Oh, great. Oh, right. I didn't tell you any of that. You thought of that yourself. You pictured that yourself. I've been enjoying the sunshine lately. The wind can fuck off. And so, yeah, like I said, I have notes and shit. That was the inspiration, right? You know, the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. I provided the muse, the inspiration. I gave you just a few little things, you know, and you ran with it. You were like, oh yeah, boom, sun this way, sun, you know, and, oh, the sun's at my back, and you know, oh, that's nice, and you know, everything, right? It's also the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. You're sitting in your own home in your environment, whatever that is. You might have a candle going. You might be cooking bacon. You know, smells have a lot to do with things. You know, you're doing stuff is also north. Just don't spread yourself too thin, right? Yeah. Yep. Sean is on the mend. Yep. Sit around, bro. Time to let your body heal. You know, take it easy. Do stuff. That trauma, you know, that the body goes through trauma, you know, and it's been fucked with. You know, even though it's not mortal wounds or anything, your body is like, ugh, and it takes time to heal. So yeah, so we all felt that, and we all felt that. Most of you did, probably right in the back of your head. That's where the imagination is. That's where the imagination is created. That's where the whole process takes place. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing, and we all felt that, and we're all like thousands of miles apart from each other. You know, right? So imagination, there's two types of imagination. And one is synthetic, and well, there's probably like 8. But the synthetic and the creative, right? The synthetic consists of the act of combining recognized ideas, concepts, plans, facts, and principles into new arrangements, right? And then the creative is going creative, you know. Fasting, yeah, Stella, fasting. But water is very important too, you know, water, nutrition, but fasting, you know, your body is craving, it needs building blocks to heal itself. So you've got to give it that thing. When I went through my stuff, I was drinking the protein shakes, because they're chock full of all kinds of minerals and vitamins that your body needs to help rebuild and regrow. Reds and greens, we all heard about reds and greens. Kentucky survival, hey. Greens detoxify, reds rebuild. Brain stance, yeah. I fast for supper until lunch daily. Ooh, Kia Chris, yeah. Intermittent fasting, yep. And so the 8 types of imagination, right? The effectuative, which combines information together to synergize. Burdock tea. Diane Sotomayor, welcome. Burdock tea. Yeah, cool. So effectuative combines information together to synergize new concept and ideas. We do that a lot. Imagination is needed and used in many in everything. It is everything, right? It is. Intellectual or constructive imagination is when considering and developing hypotheses from different parts of information or pondering over various issues of meaning like philosophy, management, politics. Yeah. You know, of course we have fantasy imagination, and that creates and develops stories, pictures, poems, plays, movies, dance, martial arts, and the building of the esoteric. You know, a lot of esotericals come from art. Yes, bug out. That is right. Empathy. We imagine what other people feel like, and that helps us to navigate this social world. Empathy helps someone know emotionally what others are experiencing from their frame of reference, right? Body language tells us a lot. You know, we can look at somebody. Yeah, something's going on with that guy. You need to either stay away from him. He's pissed. He just, he broke his finger, he was trying to fix something, and he's all pissed. Just leave him alone. He'll do his thing. He might bark at you. Rah, rah, rah. You never know. Or somebody's over there just smiling away. You kind of know what they're talking, what they're feeling, right? Strategic imagination. Here we go. Is the vision of what could be, the ability to recognize and evaluate opportunities by turning them into mental scenarios. Wargaming, right? That's why wargaming is very, very important, because we go through these scenarios and try to figure out what if, chess. Chess is all about, having all these possibilities of what the opponent is going to do, and then you have to build the mental scenario on that. Pepper Chicken, Texas. Hey, welcome. And then that it gets really, really crazy, because you're trying to mentally make a scenario where if you did this, he did that, and then that, and this, and then that, and there's a counter. Always a part of my morning meditation, right? It's same thing with war. Same thing with any kind of strategic takeover, defense, whatever. That it's an art. It's an imagination. Emotional imagination, manifest emotional dispositions and extending them into emotional scenarios. Who likes horror movies? Who likes horror movies? You watch a horror movie and you're like, I don't want to be in that scenario. That's why it scares you so much, because you imagine that you are the big-breasted woman that's running from Jason or Michael, right? And you're like, Saul. Do you really want to jump into a pot, a cavern of hypodermic needles to find a key? No. Do you really want to saw off your hand? But you're imagining it, and you're going there, and it's very, very emotional and very shocking and dark sometimes. But the same thing can be said when you look at a drama or a feel good movie. Sick of gory horror, right? Never was a horror film. Yeah, I still am. Yeah, but you imagine. See, as long as you're not trying to get laid, Jason will walk on by. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't have sex. That's, if you know you're going to be in a horror movie, just don't have sex, right? Let's see. Where scare me because I know that many are possible in someone's reality, right? And it is because somebody made this movie. Somebody gave you that inspiration, that stimuli, and let you go with it. They gave you some visual clues and maybe some audio clues, and that's it. That's all you got. And of course, we have TV and we have, but Shad Married is a horror movie. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I get older, I don't know. Maybe I'll get married. I don't know. I'm married to Charity. That's my wife, right? That's my wife. We just don't have sex, right? I feed her. That's it. So, all right, dreams. Dreams are an unconscious form of imagination made up of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that occur during certain stages of sleep, right? And it's very important that we go through that no sex in front of any windows. Stella, yeah. Let's see. Burdock to increase urine flow, kills germs, reduces fever, and purify their blood. Is also used to treat colds, cancer, anorexia, nervosa, gastrointestinal GI complaints, joint pain, and rheumatism. Hell yeah. I've heard of burdock tea. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, get on the teas, man. Get on the teas. But yeah, you got to be careful with your kidneys. That's the thing, is your kidneys have to process whatever you put in there. So yeah, when we dream, we have to go. Our mind has to go through this process and kind of file things away. That it is that that yeah, some people with blood disorders must not take. Right, there you go. Our mind has to do this. It has to Go through what we went through that day, that week, that month, that year. It could, whatever it is, and process it. And it uses imagination, and you assign, weight to all this stuff, or you don't, or you realize things, or you add things to it, and your body files it away, and it's gone. That's why most. Oh, another high-speed chase. All right. Ace, what are you talking about? What you doing? What kind of treachery did I walk into? I don't know. You have to imagine that. You have to imagine that. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me, Ace. This is about the imagination. So our mind has to do that. This week's nightmare dream: planes falling from the sky. Wow, and it is. We get a lot of in our dreams. We get a lot of hopes, a lot of fears, a lot of phobias. We work through stuff, and your mind has to do that, and you use your imagination to do it in a very creative way. Here's a really good one, and this was one that a lot of investigative people know and whatever. Memory reconstruction is the process of retrieving our memories from people, objects, and events. Y'all went there, Kentucky Survival. Chef from a window. Oh God, yeah. You guys are very creative. So yeah, memory reconstruction. In an investigative Rip Curl, hey, man, I've had some really strange dreams. Oh God, try not to enter my own imagination. I see it every day, Shad, especially with dementia. The mind will put things away so far it comes out for no reason. Wow, Joe. Yeah, dementia. But yeah, this is the creative process, right? So memory reconstruction, we need, hey Jeff, we need to have our imagination to reconstruct the events. Say, okay, there was a car wreck. A red car hit a blue car, okay, at high speeds, bam, and there was 20 people that were watching it. Hey, Seymour Cannabis, 20 people were watching it, and they all wanted to give their account. And investigators will go around. So, okay, what did you see? Well, they're going to get 20 different stories. They all might be the kind of same story, but there'll be little differences. Like somebody will say, "Oh, the blue car hit the red car." Oh no, the red car hit the blue car. No, it was a green car. These ideas, these imagination, the facts kind of go out the window, if you say. But your mind has this missing information, and it uses imagination to fill that gap. And investigators know this when they're investigating people, especially after they just witness something. That's taken into account. So eyewitness testimony is never 100% because we all have a different perception of what just happened. And to recall, it's kind of muddy. It can be kind of muddy, and yes, that can be construed as a lie. That can be construed as deception. But if I believe that the blue car actually did hit the red car, I'm going to believe it because my mind somehow assigned weight to it, and that's what you get. Whoa, gangle fuck of lesbians. Hey girls, how you doing? They all got food too. All right, they're gonna have a fat girl party. It's movie night. Love it. They're my neighbors. Well, down the way. But anyway, yes. That's the imagination. Milkmaid. Was he? You're spitting on some truth right now. Yeah. Truth, man. I saw an interesting doc on witness recall stuff. Yeah. So none of that. So and of course you see it in judge and jury and trials. Voice texting. All right, this ought to be interesting. Very cool, Milkmaid. I've tried that. You have to speak a certain way. Anyway, so yeah. These are the 8 types of imaginations that we use. And we use them in every aspect of our lives. It's imagination fills the gaps in knowledge. I'm about to read to you a excerpt from a Dr. Murray Hunter of the University of Malaysia, Perles. He's very creative. He knows how this works. It was very interesting and really grabbed me. Can't wait until we actually unlock the full potential of the human brain. Will either be lethally dangerous or absolutely amazing, and that's both. Kentucky Survival. It is both, and you can do that. Everything that we think, everything that we can imagine, we can make true. I mean, that's what we've tried. It leads to the innovation of things. It is the source of our success, right? So, Dr. Murray Hunter says, imagination gives us the ability to see things from other points of view and to empathize with others. Imagination extends our experiences and thought, enabling a personal construction of a worldview that lowers our senses of uncertainty. I'm going to stop right there. There's some stories in the past that we remember. What about they thought that when Christopher Columbus was going to take off and sail to India, that he wasn't going to make it. That he was just going to literally, there was many speculations that he was going to fall off the ends of the earth, that there's giant sea monsters out there that take them down and eat them. All kinds of weird, crazy imaginations that carried on, and everybody thought was true because we used imagination. We were trying to extrapolate from incomplete data, and our imagination said, "Woo, let's get crazy here and throw out and release the Kraken," or you just go off the edge. Yeah, they thought the Earth was flat. Yeah, but some people still do. You always try to imagine what's around the other bend, what's around the corner, what's in that room. We always try to imagine this stuff, right? We imagine that if I'm going somewhere, that I'm going to recognize something, and I'm going to be able to circumnavigate and map out that area, which it doesn't. But our imagination can give us some type of probability that it might be true just by extrapolating from incomplete data. See, Tesla was amazing. Too bad, like today, there were people that shut him down. Yeah, I mean, the story of Tesla is pretty sad, really, really is. He was an amazing and brilliant kind of person. Amazing, true imaginative creative, really. And because of Edison and everybody else, basically Edison, his war with Edison and Westinghouse. Anyway, I'm getting on Tesla, but yeah, he died penniless and poor in an apartment building, and then of course they came through and took all his stuff. He did build he did at one time, he did have a mad scientist thing. He did have a mad scientist building, a huge place where he was conducting these experiments. So he did have some fun, and he did have, he did actually was able to, go through a lot of his processes and bring them into fruition, from his imagination. Hey, sunflower. All right, so imagination in this way fills in the gaps within our knowledge, enabling us to create mental maps, right? Of the ambiguities of situations we face where information is lacking, which is important. Which is an important function for our memory management. This partly explains how people react differently to what they see due to the unique interpretations they make based on different prior knowledge and experiences. We're going back to the scenario that I gave you, and the answers that you gave me to the questions. That would be a great deal, Ace. I like that. I like that a lot. Most of the great thinkers of history were shut down, accused of being drug addicts, slandered to discredit. Yeah. Sheena, hey, welcome. So, going back to the scenario I gave you, the lake with the trees and the sun coming over the mountains, and I asked you questions. I asked you questions like, what is the temperature and what direction are you feeling the sun from? And I just gave you little things. That's it. And the answers you gave me were all completely different. Most of them were kind of like, about the same. But I didn't give you much. A lake, trees, mountain, sun. Boom. There you go. And you gave me what you perceived as your temperature and what you perceived as your direction of the sun. And so, and then it went off. It went crazy. I hear my next thing I know, my hair is blowing in the wind, and somebody's having sex in a window. I don't know. I mean, it just it went nuts. Imagination enables us to create new meanings from cognitive cues or stimuli within the environment. That's where your muse comes from. That's where your inspiration comes from. Whatever you see, think, or feel, or, Mirin Yasim. Hey, welcome. Hope I said that right. I will try. I see coffee and pie. Hey, I like that. Yes. I won't be doing coffee today. I have to go to bed here soon. So, yeah. But yeah. Cues and stimuli within the environment, which can lead to new insights on occasions. This is where innovation comes from. This is where we figure out how to build stuff, right? I can take these off now because I'm not going to read anymore. But it's amazing how we can imagine something and then it's in our head, it's in the back of our head. You feel this, you often feel this, and it comes out, and it comes into our hands, or it comes out of our mouth. You have to sing it, you have to say it, you have to write it. You can write it down. You can, if you're a dancer, you're expressing it with your body. Martial arts, same thing. I'm imagining that I'm fighting somebody, and they're doing one thing and I'm doing another to counteract, right? And so it's the same thing with dancing and, all this art. I made coffee today for the first time. Ooh, in months. It was divine. Ooh, place modern. Yeah. And so plumbers do this. They figure out, okay, they image how the plumb is going to work in the house. A construction, so if you make a house, you conceptualize it in your head first, draw it out, and then you start making measurements, on the paper. And then you go out there and you use your hands, and then you grab a tool, a hammer, a nail. You had to imagine to make that. Or maybe you just took a rock and just boom. I don't know. Preppers are great imaginations. Look at what we all think is going to be the reason for the end. Yeah. And we're going to get into that negative aspect, because there is pros and cons to imagination, of course, right? But the imagination process and the innovation that it leads to. Look, I am talking to you to a phone screen. I can see myself on this phone screen, and it's going out into the ether. I know. I pray for an alien zombie apocalypse. Woo, that would be nice. That would be crazy. Yeah, I want a nice little zombie apocalypse. Something easy. Everybody's. You pop them in the head, they go down. That's what I want. I don't want anything else crazy. No nuclear wars. No crazy alien bugs. If they are aliens, they better be worse than we are, because we're gonna kick some ass. I'm telling you. They better be smart about our their ass kicking. Imagination is a great gift. Sure helps our resourcefulness. Yeah, there's the orthodox and the unorthodox. If you're prepping outside of the box, to get outside of the box, right? To imagine the possibilities and what could be, and it helps you to make a decision on what to do, what direction to go, how to fix this in an imaginative type of way, right? You have a problem, there's a solution, you need a solution. You can either, you know what to do. Okay, I need to do this. But if that doesn't work, then you got to use your creativity and imagine something, I'm going to just grab some fucking duct tape and wrap it really tight. Boom, let's go. That's imagination, A little imagination and some elbow grease and some duct tape, and you can fix anything, right? So just watched that again the other day. Food instability. That is my guess. Yeah. So we have imagined, and then okay. So the negative aspects of imagination, the doom and gloom, the once we go back to the emotional part, right? The emotional imagination that makes you depressed, that makes you think that you have conceived the future and it doesn't look good, it doesn't look bright. It's all death, doom, and gloom. We're all gonna die. Zombie apocalypse. And Professor Shad wants an easy alien zombie apocalypse. Okay. Yes. Yes, indeed, Chinook. Absolutely. I gotta play with my axe. Something so easy that melee weapons can take care of and not pew pews. Think about it. Boom. But that's the way it is anyway. So where was I? Take care, shift kicker. So the negative aspects, we can imagine that it's going to be bad. It's going to be worse, and that's where we get into that whole depression part. The hopelessness that I can never do anything to possibly stop this incoming doom, the impending doom that I imagine is coming my way. And think about it. You get that inspiration, that stimuli, right? That stimuli. You're watching all the doom and gloom, or you just conceptualize it in your head. Look at Nostradamus, the works of Nostradamus. Talk about an amazing imagination, right? And of course, well, you can, Milkmaid. We can imagine going back. Anthropologists, archaeologists, paleontologists, they all imagine, what this bone is used for. What is the purpose of this little bone shard? Where did it go? And they imagine, they hypothesize. Another drug addict of history. Staying positive helps stimulate imagination. Yeah, it does. It does. You have that positivity. You have that hope that, okay, I know what to do. Even though I don't have no fucking clue, I can imagine. Yeah, anthropology. Yeah, I mean, we still have to use a little bit of imagination. No, I mean, I ask you a question. What color was a stegosaurus? What color was a Tyrannosaurus Rex? We don't know. We have to imagine. All we got is some bone. That's all we got. And it's petrified and it's old and it's barely there. It's, yeah, self-sacrifice. Yeah, just ask Slim here about anthropology. A dreamer, but I know I'm not the only one. Ah, that's right. That's right. We still have to use imagination in everything. And it gives us an answer. It fills in the gaps of the information that is not there. Take care of yourself. Hey, Northern Girl, take care of yourself. North Shore, everybody, take care. Have a good night. Thank you very much. Need a nap later. Imagination. Picture, if you will. Okay, Sean. Might have a smoke break here soon. But it's everything. Yeah, an educated guess is still using your imagination. I'm giving you algebra. Algebra is a mathematical imagination process. A equals what? You have to imagine what A means. Einstein, he had the most amazing imaginations. And he tried to, there's a fine line between imagination and reality. And so that's one of the cons, the pros and cons, solving for variables. Yeah. we know what reality is. But sometimes, if we have too much of imagination, we can imagine and then we get a little delusional. Science has started through what ifs. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, Rhonda Pagan, welcome. You better be taking care of yourself. All right. Ooh, kick your butt. Yep. Be good or kick your butt. Uh, everything that we go through, every a doctor has to imagine. You know, as long as your dishes didn't talk back to you, milk, it's okay. Yeah. Imagine being one of those first doctors that were, dissecting cadavers and figuring out how the body works. We still don't know what a lot of things are for. What's your appendix for? Yeah. Still don't have no clue. Oceanography. We've only explored like 10 to 11% of what's down there. We don't know. We've maybe explored, we've maybe noticed or categorized maybe 30% or 20% or even less of what kind of life forms live down there. I mean, it's crazy. There's a lot of shit we don't know. So we got to use imagination. And yeah, we armed with imagination, then we go forth into the void to experience and to figure out if our guess, our educated guess, was true or not. And that's where science still has to use imagination. Everything uses imagination. Everything. Speculation and conjecture. You know, you got to have a good imagination. Have to be very, very smart and check that shit out. Figure it out. But you armed with facts, armed with knowledge and information, you go forth into that void and try to prove that your theory was correct. Pushed by your imagination. Yeah, what's at the center of the earth? We imagine, that it's very, very hot, and that it's some kind of magnetic nickel. Some have imagined that, in theory, and speculated that that Earth was a failed star, and that there's a process, a nuclear fission fusion process going on in the center of the Earth, just like our sun, and we, it was cold enough for us to form a crust over, and here we are. So, magical journey there. Like, I forget his name, author. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, books. The wonderful world of science fiction and drama, all fiction. Even the romantics. Ooh, the sexual fantasies, imagination. Men are very, very, very visual, and we like visual cues in sexuality. Women have to conceptualize and emotionalize it. So their imagination is a little different when it comes to the sex part, but they still do use a visual. For most men, it's all visual, really. But that's another thing, is if you take away a stimuli, take away a sense, your sense of seeing. Blindfolds. That's why blindfolds are very risque in sex. It adds a bit of excitement. So now you have to imagine what the other person looks like while they're doing what they're doing. And either that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. But hey, you're there. You're doing the work, right? So imagination is everything. And it leads to some very, very amazing things in the world, in the universe. We're reaching into the stars, out into the universe itself. We can see things out there, moving around, bouncing around, flaring up and dying. And we imagine what the process is, even though we're not there. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Have I lost chat? Yeah. Helen Keller was set up for success. Hot stuff. Valid point. Love the science lesson. And we can all imagine. Look at Beethoven. Nobody taught Beethoven anything. When he was a kid, he was like, I get it. He imagined it. Mozart. And he was deaf, right, Bug Out? Yeah, he was, What? He imagined what it sounded like. Blind people, it's hard for them to imagine colors, but they do. Even people that have never seen, never had use of their eyes, still imagine things. They don't think, and their thoughts and dreams are not all black and white. What's black and white look like? All they know is black. All other senses are sharpened. Yeah. Let's go enjoy this night air. Breezy night air here. A song for this. I wish I could remember. Yeah. Where are we at here? Hi. How you doing? I wish this thing went higher. So there we go, folks. That's imagination. It's my in the absence of all color, black is the combination of all colors. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I just called to say I just called to say that I love you. Empathy is imagination. We imagine what the other person is feeling and going through. That could be a pro or a con. Schizophrenia, they believe that people feel a certain way about them. And that's not a good thing. We automatically feel that, with the judging eyes. Hey, good night, sunflower. Good night. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. God bless. Empathy. It's all about imagination. We imagine. We imagine the feelings as what we know, right? Do serial killers imagine? Do they have empathy? No, they don't. They say they don't. I don't know. We're flying planes now. Oh, phone died. Catching up. Okay, milk. I'll just enjoy the cigarette here. So yeah, you feel it in the back of your head, because that's where it's at, right here. The left and the right. Well, actually, it's in the middle, but it stimulates the left and the right. The wind's blowing on this side. There's an actual feeling that you get. But you can also let your imagination run wild and get the better of you. Fear. We imagine that. Yeah, what's in the box, milkmaid? Remember that question, right? Wright brothers made the first plane, and it was their imagination to build it. Yep. That's right. So many innovations came from imagination. Just sitting around trying to conceptualize, even conceptualization. You can exist in the ether. Well, yeah. Yeah. Our imagination does. We pull it out of thin air. We pull it out of the bowels of our head. Some perverts think inside the box. It's a perversion. It's a imagination. Yes, it is really hard to deal with people who have been conditioned to not use their imagination in conformity. Right, bug out. Right. First modern airplane, probably not first aircraft, LOL, of hidden history. Yeah, magic. I remember the seeing the little flying balsam wood uh, things in the pyramids, that were preserved. Yeah, so you can use imagination to your advantage. You can imagine that the person that you're facing is going to eat your soul, they give you certain clues. The Tonga Maori of New Zealand, they used to go, they would show their tongue, and that meant to the enemy that I am going to eat you, you know, and it scared a lot of their enemies so much that it just ran away. They're like, oh no, you're not going to kill me and eat me, What talk about using fear and just showing your tongue and just throwing it out there. Imagination. We're facing a lot of imagination right now, aren't we? This web that's been spun, the fear of something unknown, and you use your imagination. You put on a mask, or you get a shot because, well, you imagine that this is bad. This is very, very bad, and I gotta, your fear kicks in, and you've got to take steps, and so boom, the inspiration was given, and your imagination went crazy. Even though nothing has existed, it was just a mere suggestion, picture, if you will. In Hindu, Vamonas were anti-gravity vehicles. Yeah, the Vedas, zombies, in vivo, the plan to lose our imaginations. Imagination. It's an amazing thing. We have the same vision. When somebody has a vision, somebody said, wow, that person really has vision. In their field, in their job or whatever, they have a vision. I have a vision of what needs to be accomplished. What I need to do to succeed, and I imagine that. I bring it into fruition. What's that one guy, Dune? Yeah, they want to take us. I don't like my visions. Dune, the guy says, he goes through this thing, the great thinker guy, the teacher, and he goes, from my mind to my tongues to my mouth, to my fingers, I bring my my dreams to fruition. We can all do that. And it's more powerful when it's collective. Yeah. Now, we tend to set like rules and parameters in a community, but when imagination is allowed to run free, it helps with the innovation and benefits everyone. Cooking. Imagining what this would be with this. What would this ingredient taste like? I imagine that it would be kind of spicy. Let's try it. Boom. Oh man, that's amazing. And you make discoveries. Through imagination, you figure out reality. You go, oh well, yeah, don't add lemon and milk together because that's not good. That creates curds. Oh, let's make curds. Not the desired effect. Not what you imagined, but quite the discovery nonetheless. Oh, shit. Hi, Charity. No, 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 no. And so um, humans have imagination. They do. Amazing imaginations. So much so that we have went to the fucking moon. We imagined that we would go to the moon. We thought it was made of cheese, which would have been really cool. But we imagined that certain things, certain parameters, we had no fucking, we were going at this blind. We were like, okay, we're going to strap ourselves to a fucking rocket, an explosive device that's going to send us up into the stars, out, away from this planet, I'm imagining you won't give me my pound of flesh. Right. She's already had enough. She's, yeah, I gotta put her on a diet, man. She says, snuggle me, Shad, just indulge her. Yeah, it's not a snuggle. When I try that, milkmaid, she turns away. Really? Like, I'll try to pet her, and she's like, no, that's not what I want. I want, And now you're staring at me intently. Why? Come on. No. No. Good night, Rhonda. I do need something to drink, so good night, Rhonda. Take care of yourself. One moment, folks. One moment. All right, Jerry. You get one little treat. All right. You have to look for it, okay? There you go. Enjoy. A little water. But we imagined, sounds like a chick. The test pilots. Yeah, they awesome bravery. They imagined, they're like, well, I could die, and a lot did. A lot of people did. Matter of fact, that's how we get Murphy's Law, is the testing of the rocket propelled sled. But they imagined that they could, that something would happen in certain ways. They conceptualize that there's some type of rule that it takes for them to circumnavigate and get to the moon. And they had no clue. So can you imagine? We have the data now, and we figured a lot of shit out. There's radiation out there. Whoa, there's a radiation belt, and we got to figure all that out. How do we get past that? And there's these little things that fly through the atmosphere, fly through the universe and put holes in things really, 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 really fast. Wow, how do we deal with that? Things heat up when they come down into the atmosphere. And Denise, hey, welcome. You're way late. Yeah, I've already been on for like an hour. Imagine. Yeah. So my question to you, Denise, is picture, if you will. Let me give you a scenario. Picture, if you will, a lake, beautiful lake, no waves, trees all around it, and the sun is rising right over the mountains, heating up the lake and hitting the lake. Beautiful. So my question to you is, what's the temperature like for you? And what direction is the sun? Are you facing the sun? Is it anywhere else? So those are my questions for you. Anyway, it's all about imagination. We imagined that we could get to the moon. We figured it all out. We crunched all the numbers and did all the tests and went through the failures and we were just winging it. And finally we got to the moon. Or did we? There's a lot of people that imagine we did not. Can you imagine that? Let's fake a moon landing. Well, that's a lot of imagination. What was that game I used to play? The alien game. I don't know, shoot 'em up thing. But yeah, it showed the moon, and fake moon. We imagine that there's Nazi bases on the dark side of the moon. We imagine that there's alien battleships living on the dark side of the moon. They told us not to come back to the moon. That's why we never been back now. Now we're thinking about going to Mars. We've got some rollers on there. We've got some, we've got our feelers out. We're imagining what they're going through. We're trying to gather all the data, and it's painting more of an imaginative picture that we're like, wow, this is crazy. It's mind blowing when you consider dark matter and things that don't comply with laws of physics. Yeah, right, Milkmaid. Yeah, crazy. I mean, that was the whole thing with Albert Einstein. He was like, oh yeah, there's black holes. They're everywhere. That's the normal process of things. Really, yeah. Black holes, and it's the gravitational force is so strong that light doesn't even escape. The moon, I consider the moon, the more I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, and is the moon part of the Earth, or is it something that kind of drifted into our gravitational pull, and then over time it's just been spinning and turned into a sphere. You know, yeah, it's we have some intel and knowledge on that. We're still using our imagination to come to some type of answer, right? I have to get to store before it closes. Have a great night, folks. Thanks, Mad Shad. Thanks, Mad Shad, brother. Thank you, Stella. Thank you as well. Have a great Sunday night. Have fun at the store. Denise says, sun to the left of me, moon to the right. Ooh, stuck in the middle with you. I like what you did there. Music. Yeah. And I didn't tell you anything about where the sun was. I said it was in the west. And so now, the sun is to the left of you, the moon is to the right, and you're stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. And music, man. Music is a inspirational thing. It takes you on a imaginative journey that just is amazing. Hey, what's up, Frida? Hey, what's up, Jim Bob? Hey, Jim Bob in the house here. And the exact size and conference to cover the sun. The mass doesn't make sense. Zero rotation. So weird. Yeah. Boom. Fuck you, dishes. Oh, Sean just did the dishes. That's what I'm talking about. Way to complete that task. Hell yeah. Congratulations. The dishes are done. Fuck them. Music, cooking. Music and cooking. Sean, you were a chef. The imagination process that you go through when you cook, when you start to make a dish, when you're like, yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I'm gonna cook it this way. See, Jim Bob saying it's flat. It's flat. What happens when we go off the end? When we keep going. That was that's what they thought Christopher Columbus was going to happen. So fuck you, meaning you did them and threw them, or threw them to tomorrow. Milkmaid, yeah. North Shore, yeah. I see the dish before it's completed, right? Yeah. You've already made the dish in your head, and now all you got to do is just do it, right? That visualization, right? That visualization. One in Olympic athletes, and a lot of them in, of course, military, whatever, any kind of athlete. That's what they do, is they visualize what they're going to do, and they do it. And your mind does not know the difference. It thinks you're doing it. Yeah, okay, we just did this. No, you just thought about it. You visualize. You sit there and said, "I'm taking one step. I'm taking two step. I'm taking a breath. I'm taking a breath. I'm taking a breath. I'm jumping. I'm using my gluteus maximus. I'm propelling off my right foot and flying in the air, and my hand is extending, and I'm taking a breath, and I'm exhaling, and I'm exerting, and now and then you visualize the whole process, and then you go out there and do it flawlessly. It's like, whoa, how'd you do that? I just did it. I'm sitting on the bench over there with my eyes closed, and I was visualizing the action that I was going to do, and I did it. I've been lying in bed for 2 weeks, itching to do stuff, but taking it easy. Yeah, right on, North Shore. Yep, right on, Sean. Yeah, that restlessness. You're like, fuck, I got to do something. Yeah, just take it easy, go slow. When I broke my ankle, it took me almost a year. Yeah, more than a year to recuperate. And garden work garden work is yard work is what my my recovery was. I had to take it slow, and until a point that I couldn't. I just kept getting better and better. I'm using inflation to my advantage. Tomorrow, the effort of taking dishes will be more of a win tomorrow. Tackling dishes. Oh, milkmaid. Yeah, I have to say I do the same thing. But on the weekends, I do the dishes. Right. During the weekday, I might do a dish or two, or maybe not. Maybe I'm soaking. But yeah. Why put off tomorrow what you can do today, or why do something today when you could just put it off till tomorrow? And you imagine that you're going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've done it a million times over again. Many times when I cook for others, I don't even eat. I cooked it. I've already experienced it, right? Right. Wow. You've experienced it already. You've already done through it. And yeah, you're tasting as you're cooking it. And you're like, wow, this is going to be amazing. And then you present it to everyone and you just get to sit back and drink your wine, drink your beer, go, wow. And it kind of drains you, but what a sense of accomplishment. You're sitting there like, I did that. Fuck yeah. I'm a badass. Yeah, you got to taste test your food. Yeah, that's what I learned from Gordon Ramsay. Yep, and watch others enjoy it. Yeah, and get feedback. I used to go to these dinner parties in South Carolina, and it was everybody would host a dinner party. See, I'm stuck. Everybody would host a dinner party of this club. Yeah, I'd say a club. A good meal, man. That's the thing. Yep. And everybody would say, "Okay, I'm making this," and everybody, "Okay, cool." And you would critique it. You would give a critique. And we went to this one. I always made spaghetti. That was my thing. I always made spaghetti and bread. I was famous for my bread. My bread was badass. Good thick French bread with butter and garlic and Parmesan cheese and melted cheese and maybe some bacon bits in there, and little chives thrown in there just a little bit, a little splash of parsley. That was it, cooked to perfection. And then I had the sauce on the side, and you just you dip the bread into the sauce, and you didn't even eat the spaghetti. You could, and everything was by itself. You could, the spaghetti was by itself, the sauce was by itself, and the bread was by itself, and you just combine the three. That's what I did. That's what I was famous for. Fucking badass. I cook my sauce cooks for like a day at least, all day. But anyway, what was I saying? Shit. But anyway, yeah, I went to this person's this one person that was hosting this party, dinner party, and we all ate it, and was extremely peppery, like a lot of pepper. It was so much pepper that you would be sneezing at the table. She added pepper to the dish while she was cooking it, and then peppered it again afterwards just to make sure. She got, and we're talking black pepper. And then of course a friend of mine who was very knowledgeable about all this stuff. He was a frugal, he was like some kind of gourmet dude. Anyway, he was a foodie. He was an extreme foodie. Went to school and shit. He's like, pepper is a diuretic. So I hope you have a lot of toilet paper here. I was like, damn, you learn stuff, right? But it was extremely pepper in the dip for the bread. No, not. I really don't use a lot of pepper. I really don't. What was it? Damn it, I forgot to say be right back again and stop you. Just missed a half hour of madness. Yeah, Ace, you should have said we would have stopped the whole live stream just for you. Yeah, if you would have said that. And you notice, I mean, with my channel, it's all about thought provoking and imagination. I mean, this thing, it's imagination. It came from, I might have been inspired by something, a little clip I seen in a movie, but I have yet to see it anywhere else, and I went with it. Boom. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it is progressed into something else entirely. Good fresh ground pepper in a dip, spicy. Let's see, Sean, making for a friend tomorrow who is doing groceries and laundry for me. Wonton soup from scratch, Dijon mushroom cream, pork tenderloin, oven roasted basil, tomato, eggs, egg noodles, and oven roasted. Damn, Sean, that's amazing. Uh, uh, cauliflower and an apple, complete compote French toast. Wow, see, that's amazing. That takes extreme imagination. Put all those these different concepts and ideas together that we already know. We know what a cauliflower tastes like. We know what an apple tastes like. And we throw it together. Oh wow, a feast, yes indeed. So yeah, just imagine. Imagine the possibilities. But don't let it rule your reality. Imagination has a place. It's back here. And we have to work through reality to bring it into fruition. But it can be weaponized, as we can see. Imagination, especially in our children. Now our children are children need to go through the imagination process. That's why there's always finger paint. I imagine, therefore I am. Right, bug out. Yeah. I think, therefore I am. No, I imagine, therefore I am. I like that better. Yeah. Kids need to have inspiration to ignite their imagination. That's how they get better at things. That's how they learn. Imaginations help you, and you're having fun as a kid. You're doing these things. You're finger painting. You're 1+1 is 2. You're drawing, whatever. You're writing short stories, whatever. But in the meantime, you're having so much fun because you're using so much of your imagination and bringing it out, and going through this process that you don't realize that you're actually fucking learning something. So if you can use imagination, add a little fun and excitement to things, you can actually have fun and learn things. It's not like sitting down to read the manual of a 1989 Toyota 4Runner, so that you can change out the transmission, and now you have to read the whole fucking instruction manual. Like, oh god. But if you made it fun, used your imagination, then you actually learn and perform. I mean, promise I won't sell this couch. Recall, like we talked about, memory recollection. Those recall masters, those guys that you can give them 25 or 60 or 100 fucking numbers, and they remember it. Well, they use their imagination and assign a color, they assign a fire truck or an image to that sequence or that whatever, and that's how they recall it in their mind. They go, oh, okay, 1.726441. Well, in my head, actually, it was mushroom fire truck blue. Boom, and he just went there. The couch is glorious, especially with the wood stove going on. Must imagine these things before we can make them come to fruition. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of it. That's the process. And kids have to have that. Kids have to imagine. It's all about sparking that imagination, giving them the muse and the inspiration to go forth and create something. And it actually helps with the analytical thinking and the critical thinking. You can imagine something. You don't know. It's how we perceive the world, right? And but something is missing, so we have to fill in the gap. We use our imagination. That's very important for kids. Very important for their development. I should retire. Love Shad. All right, take care of yourself, Milkmaid. Have a good night. Let's see, Magic Pyramid inspired imagination. I was just thinking Marvel of engineering we can't do, right? Wood stove is so nice. Wish I had one again. Yep. Thank you very much, Milkmaid. Thanks for stopping by Sunday Reflections. Have a good rest of your Sunday night, and have a great week ahead of you. Picture, if you will. But when you start fucking with that, we're getting a little dark here. Yes. With the kids, they imagine, they were told, they were given some kind of stimulus, some kind of inspiration that they imagine that they are second class citizens, or there's some kind of critical race theory that they have to conceptualize. The sexualization of the children, and now Timmy gets to imagine what it's like to be Tiffany, and he actually has to, he gets a chance to play out that imagination. Tiffany gets to imagine being Tim, and goes from there, and goes from there, and goes on and on and on, and next thing you know, that kid is ruined. The life is ruined. The imagination, then you start having a back imagination, like, well, there's a little regret there. And that's the negative portion of imagination. Imagine if Tim never became Tiffany, that regret, that depression that sets in, and well, you done did the deed and snipped everything, and took all the life-changing hormones, and now you're stuck. But you can imagine what you could have been like if you did not go with that choice, and your imagination was not allowed to run in the wrong direction, if you will. So that's the danger of injecting things into a young kid's imaginative mind, because that's how they have to perceive things. That's how they learn. And Timmy should be imagining he's a Viking, acts out raiding. Yeah. That was me as a kid. Bam, 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 bam. But imagining that you have to guide them. I know a few like that. Mental health should be addressed first. Well, it's creating a bad mental thing already. And somebody talked about it before. The whole suppression of imagination. That's actually what communism and fascism does. It suppresses and kills the imagination, right? Because you can't have that in that kind of society, a Marxist society where everything is equal. That's the idea. That's the fucking idea, is that everything is equal, right? Rules for thee, but not for me. Now the elites over there, they have a greater need, so they get better things. But Joe Schmuckatelli and the rest of the general population, they don't get anything. They're standing in line for bread, and they're all wearing the same clothes, and everybody's speaking the same way. There's no imagination because there's thought police everywhere. And if you go outside that box, boom, they shut you down and they send you back to a re-education camp. And then of course it's constantly throughout social media, throughout everything that you read, all your senses are bombarded with, be this way or else. Big brother is watching, and we imagine, and that fear is used against us to imagine. So those people sit in the corner. In 1984, the guy, the character, he had to hide right behind his TV. There was a little spot where no one could see him, and that was his little place of privacy. And he was free to read a book, and enjoy Catcher of the Rye. Whatever it was he was doing, or he could emote and smile. And remembering they had the 2 minutes of hate where everybody would go, "Rah!" and they were imagining that they hated something and they were assigning hate to it. It's all that programming to suppress the imagination. They still understand that imagination has to be addressed and there has to be some type of expression, but Man, I'm losing chat again. Um, but for the most part, boom, that's it. You're done. No more imagination for you. Let's see, Sean, if you look down and see a penis, and that is a problem, is a mental problem, not a physical problem, just my opinion. Right, Sean. Yeah. Uh, Sadly, Sean, those who choose to ignore it and blame other things for it. Yeah. I'm glad I stopped by. Y'all gave me a lot to imagine. Have a great night. Take care. Bug out adventures. Thank you. Uh, yeah, and we see this, and hey, Joe he's been, we've been watching his story unfold. Where that's what he does is he takes care of his mother and father, and his father has extreme dementia, and so we see this a lot. I've noticed it too. I had a grandma, and she had dementia, and she imagined, you know oh, where's the long dead son? Where's the long dead daughter? And hey, come on in here and eat. Let's go. And she's cooking all this food for everybody. She lives alone, by the way. And I just stopped by to say hi, me and my cousin. And I was just talking about my mom about this. I was 9 years old, and here's my grandma making all the food, this massive feast, because she used to cook like that, right? And now she's in her 80s and she's got dementia, and she's cooking all the food and making all the things and then telling everybody to come eat. And she's calling out their names, people that have long been dead, to come and eat. Wow. So that dementia, that imagination, she imagined that the long dead sons and daughters were still with us, and she was cooking for them. It had to be addressed. I talked to, about this with my mom, and we had to tell the aunts and uncles that, hey, we got grandma up there. She said come eat, and they're like, oh, and so we had to take all the food and process it and save it, put it in freezer bags, and and take all her food away from her. They wouldn't put her in a home. And they took all her cooking supplies, all her food, just gave her some stuff to snack on, and nothing to use to cook with. What's up, Eric? In the parking lot at work. Oh shit, hell yeah, yeah, dude. It gets hard sometimes because you either have to play along or correct them. Wow, Joe. Mm. Yeah, and you have to know which one to do, right? Yeah, my mom was a gold and real SEAL chef, Red SEAL chef for her career. Now she doesn't even know where she keeps the pots and pans or how to heat up a can of soup. Oh, wow. Well, Sean. Yeah, I mean it's sad to watch. It is. I mean it's sad to watch. But and my mom was giving me background, and there was like 14 kids that she had to cook for, plus all the brothers and sisters that she had and her husband had, and then she also got a job at a fucking restaurant where that's what she did is cook massive amounts of food for everybody. And then in her older age, when she got dementia, walking dementia, she's cooking for dead people. It had to be addressed. See, usually I play along until it involves bodily harm. That's best answer I have. Yeah. Wow, Joe. Sean, yep, preset. Otherwise, she's sharp and healthy. Ah. Metal for breakfast. Hey, what's up? So, imagination, the pros and cons. There you go. Um, I like the exercise picture, if you will. The imagination runs wild. I mean, imagine, and I've done this. I've had to do this, and I swear to God, I'm going to get to the conclusion of the story of Mark. But a writer has to lock himself in a cabin with nothing but with vodka, Mountain Dew, and some burritos, and write, right, and no outside stimulation, because when you write, when you conceptualize this story, this novel, this epic saga, you have to just universe build in your head, you know, and it's very consuming. It can be very frustrating, but it's an amazing ride. It is. It's an amazing ride when you start to boom, your imagination starts to create, and you have to be in that present moment to be able to get it in, to get it out, you know, and get it recorded in some type of fashion. So that's why I like video, and that's why you see a lot of creators with amazing content and production. Yeah, sometimes you get writer's block with my woodworking. Yeah, I'm like that. I have to step away. And the danger of me stepping away is that I don't go back to it, you know. So whatever creative I'm doing, I know I have to see it off to the end. I have to be focused, you know, and I do. That's my thing. I love doing that. That's my true thing. True love in life is to I have a project. I'm going to complete it regardless of what the fuck else is going on. I'm laser focused on completing my task, whatever it's, you know, I'm writing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I let the thing just, you know, I let my imagination run wild, and I have to get it down, I have to get it out, and get it recorded, you know, and then I go from there. You know, you make notes, right? That's the thing I tried to do is in writing is make notes. I made notes for this, and it's working. It does work. Having those clues, that inspiration, that one thing that you can look to and go, oh yeah, uh, right? Assigning a object or a color or something to a concept so that you can recall it. Joe, I find routines help calm things down on life. Having a set of light boundaries and having some structure. Yeah, right. That's true. That's true. And yeah, we all need that, and we all live that way. You know, most of us. But something has to be said with just allowing yourself to be in the imagination stage and to create something, because when you're creating something, there's no regiment, you know. You could be just bam right in the desk for 5 hours writing away, typing away. You know, you've got oh yeah, oh this is going, oh yeah, this is happening, yeah, this has to go this, and then what is the possibility of this, and then you're playing all these scenarios off in your head, and oh shit, I didn't think about that. Well, fuck, I got to go back and change that because this happened. You know, and you've built this thing in your head. You got to get it out, and it, huh? What? There's a knock at the door. Who is that? Hey, it's this landlord. Your rent's due. Fuck. Okay. Well, shit. I guess I got to go to work. Well, fine. That's done. Interesting enough, that actually happened to a lot of literary masters. Henry Wadsworth Fellow. Yes, he did the Rhyme and Ancient Mariner. He did that thing, but he would always Edgar Allan Poe. Same thing. Mein Jinga. Yeah. But while they were deep, you know, I have to train if thought derailed often is it's okay, you know, and they would get interrupted in the middle of composing this amazing thing that they were making, and you know, writing down or whatever, and they had to go away. You know, oh shit, so and so needs me. You know, hey, it's your turn to empty the slot bucket of the building. Oh, fuck. Okay. Hey, it's your turn to shovel coal. Oh crap. All right. Hey, we're getting groceries. Come on, bring them in. You know, it's so that's why writers, you know, will lock themselves away. You know, lock themselves away, get away from all the distractions, so that they can build a universe, so they can build stuff. Some people can just do it. Some people can just boom, I'm going to bust this out, and their time management skills are such that okay, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I'm going to spend an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this epic novel. Boom. Snooks, hey, happy Sunday to you. Woot 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 woot. Right on, Snooks 22. Welcome to Sunday Reflections. So the creation process that I go through, and a lot of people go through, you know, it's amazing. It is. It's absolutely amazing. And it's a the end result is the creation of something, and you hope it's good. For me, it is. For me, I love it. I love whatever I create. Very rarely will I throw anything away that I've created because it's mine. I created that. My table looks like shit, but I created it and it's badass to me. So uh, and I made it out of some pallets and some fancy office uh, office scraps, office furniture. But yeah, lackluster. Is he lackluster Sunday? Thumbs down and fuck work. Right. Homemade is heart made. All right. Yeah. So yeah, imagination. There you go. How's that? How was that for some content? I'm amazed by some of these content creators, man. The things that they do, the editing and and their visualization, the text. I mean, it's just truly top grade stuff, man. It takes you somewhere. It really does. It lets your imagination. You get to see their imagination at work. Home cooking here tomorrow. Hell yeah. Woot woot. Yeah, cooking. Everything benefits. Yeah, everything begins with the imagination, and there's another. It's another social aspect to your imagination. If you spend your time daydreaming about certain things, and here's an interesting story for you. There was a guy in an office, and they had papers, and these papers are loose. Yeah, fucking loose. And this guy's daydreaming all the time about certain things. And they're like, you're such a daydreamer, you're never going to get anywhere in life. And so he's sitting there daydreaming, and he makes, what is it? A paperclip. He imagined how to keep these papers together and organize them in a certain way. And he made a paperclip, and he made fucking millions. And now everybody looked up to him and said, oh shit. His imagination, his daydreaming led to an innovation that affected the whole world. The whole world benefited from his innovation. And now they are going to strive. A lot of people did. They were striving to be like him and go through that same process. I'm missing a lot of chat here. Let's see. Ace, you made crab apple pie too and didn't even share it with us. Sniff, sniff. Oh, I'm sorry, Ace. It was really good. Your table making video was like an ASMR, stress management, and relief rolled into one. Hey, thank you very much. Cool. Yep. If I can visualize it, I can make it. Schnooks22. I wish I had stock on sticky notes. Oh, yeah. I use a lot of those sticky notes, right? Eric, woodworking, no new wood, all reclaimed. I love that. Salvaged and sawmill scrapped, integrated old metal, iron, and copper into it. That is some amazing imagination. And, it really is, Eric. If you guys haven't checked out some of this stuff, do it. And then I do power carvings, bowls, etc. Wow, Farmer Son Prepping. Hello from Guy from Alabama Inland. Guy Mad Shad. Hey, Farmer Son, how are you doing? Imagine. Oh, good. GE. Okay, Guy. I'm just reading Guy. Anyway, now I'm thinking of Guy. I want some Guy. Yep, woodwork. Gotta have that imagination, man. He imagines that what he can take. We're going back to this thing. What he can. That's a type of imagination. He took one thing. He took two things and put them together and imagined something totally, entirely different. Heard sticky. Not we're actually a failure. Actually, heard sticky note. We're not a failure. Imagination. Good. Oh, is that what it means, Farmer Son? Good evening. GE. Good evening. Good evening. Notes. Yeah, notes. And that's so that you imagine that you're putting all this. You're trying to build this thing and put all this information together. And figure it and hold it, and then look at it and conceptualize, make shape and mold it into something, and go, there it is. Takes imagination. I I understand. I mean, I look at it as a creative, in a creative way, but it's in every aspect of everything. The effectuative imagination and intellectual constructive imaginations. Let's see. Snooks, email me and I'll send you pictures. Don't have a video. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Fantasy imagination, right? Empathy, strategic imagination, emotional imagination, dreaming imagination, and memory reconstruction. I could make a sticky note to look at my notes and forget to look at them. Yeah, right. I used to do the sticky notes thing, but I found that the yellow sticky notes, I could not see them. They blended in with everything, so I got the neon fucking pink ones because they're annoying. I hate pink, and so it was very annoying for me. So I would see this on something and go, oh yeah, I need to do that. So it got my attention, and I would I remind me I got to go do something, do whatever that note says. But I used it a lot in pest control. Yeah, right, Snooks. But yeah, sticky notes, putting it all over the place. And there's little exercises, in imagination, that boggle the mind. Your mind palace. You can build a mind palace in your head. It's been done, and you imagine that you have a palace in your head, a castle that you can go to at any time, and it has everything that you could ever possibly imagine. Some say that you build it brick by brick or whatever, but I put all kinds of crazy things in my I built it overnight. Boom. I just go, hey, I need a wall right there. There's a wall. Wow, I'd like to drive a Lotus. Okay, well, where am I going to drive it? I need a course. Okay, boom, boom, and I've built all this shit. There's a heel pad, there's boats, there's whatever I got. But it's a mind palace, and I get to go there. I get to imagine it at any time, and it helps. It really does help with a lot of recall. If you can build a library in your mind castle, in your mind palace. You have to memorize, but it's a great exercise to really, really fuck with your head, so to speak, and make it better. We learn so much more by imagining things. We understand more when we imagine. In any aspect, whether it be math, science, crisis resolution, strategic, empathy. I can imagine what somebody, if you're a psychologist, if you're a counselor, you have to have empathy. So you have to imagine what this person is going through as they're telling you what their problem is, and so that you can help them. So you have to have some type of empathy, and you have to imagine, their feelings, their emotional state. Let's see, a sticky notes. They were trying to come up with a super strong glue, and one of the batches of the stuff on the notes, somebody thought, aha, a sticky note was born. Aha. Stoke, I am very empathetic. It's hard sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, once again, with the negative aspects, is sometimes our imagination runs away, gets ahead of ourselves. And you can't turn it off, right? Empathy is it's a type of imagination that sometimes it's hard to turn off, but you have to be able to. You have to. I love. Ooh, what's this? All right, take care, Eric. Thank you very much. I love when a woman waves her arm and says, "I want that wall moved over 10 inches." Okay, that'd be 20 grand, please. Right? Yeah, she has a vision, right? Right, Sean? She has a vision. I envision that wall is 10 feet over there. Okay. All right. Well, you're going to need 20 grand for that. I used to paint, and that was the idea is I want this wall red. I envision this wall yellow, and I envision this wall green. And Well, okay, that's going to be about $55,000, please. What? Yeah? It's the price of your vision. Oh, can you make it a faux finish? Oh, I'd like some stucco too. Yeah. Keep going, keep going. Keep imagining. That constructive building, that the innovative or yeah, the constructive imagination. People make money at it. I mean, this guy I worked for, he would walk in with a Dixie cup and a brush and a piece of cardboard and paint your whole fucking house. Make thousands of dollars. Where I worked for in the beginning, I worked for a painting company, a company that a painting crew that we went into new homes and painted these houses. I worked for like $15 an hour. Oh, here we go, magic glitter. Gotta have glitter. Too catchy. Well, yeah, throw some glitter on the fucking wall. There we go. Yeah. Um, but that's the downfall as well, is that we imagine that something looks a certain way, or that we're going to create something with our imagination. It just doesn't turn out the way that we imagined it. Like, I don't like that. No, I didn't imagine that. Well, back to the old drawing board, right? Sun Tzu even said that a good general sits down at the table with his other advisors and generals, and they imagine and do the strategic imagination to win the battle. Does it take to complete this battle? And they imagine the battle going this way, and then they go out and fight the battle. And guess what? They did the visualization, and boom, exactly how they seen it. Yeah. Something might have changed though. There might have been a variable in there. They didn't. Okay, well, what if it rains? Oh shit! Now we can't get up the hill. Oh fuck! Now our retreat is worse. Shit. Oh, or now they can't get up the hill, and now it's working to our advantage. So that's when reality kicks in, right? That's when we realize that, well, our imagination didn't work out that way. So, but the reality is even better. So, yeah. So there you go, folks. Is it getting close to my bedtime? About 20 minutes. I'm going to stop it right there. And enjoy your feedback or your conversation. So, imagination. Picture, if you will. Right? Hey, what's up, Roaming Prepper? Hey, welcome. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. Yep. My reflection on imagination. So many creative things I've done with my imagination. Wow. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'm just some loser guy, I have to create. I have to be creative. Roaming Prepper, North Shore Preparedness. How you been doing, amigo? Yeah. Imagination is wonderful. Don't waste it. You are not a loser, Chad. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality is, once again, reality kicks in. No, I mean, I say that in a descriptive, way. I'm not, I know I'm a badass. I know I'm creative. And when in my imaginative, when I use my imagination, I get creative. I know that I'm doing something fucking badass. If not just for me. Let's see. Roaming was in the hospital for a couple days. Yes. I think every creator has imagination. Otherwise, we'd be dull and sucky. Well, there are dull and sucky creators out there. But that's how they do it. Yeah, Shook. Yeah, Snook, I'm big time. 1.5 up in the house. But hey, I don't care. But you see a lot of it. You see the imagination, the creativity that goes into this. Even though it's getting easier and easier and easier for just anybody to do it, uh, you know, which is good. You see other, not just YouTube, but you see your TikToks and your Twitters and all that, uh, other stuff where people can just do something creative or do something they learned and they get a creative spin to it, right? Um, and that's how we learn as a society, from our imagination to our creativity, and into bringing that out into the world for everyone to see and to share and to experience. uh, 5 shades of beige. Lindy beige. Yeah, imagination. My reflections. And just looking into taking the notes was pretty cool. Yeah, I had to do some work, but it was eye opening and it sparked my imagination. Oh yeah. Here I am thinking, in my life, I use imagination as something creative to create something, artsy fartsy. You know, but yeah, reflecting throughout my life, imagination in has helped me to, you know, solve solve problems and issues, by going unorthodox. Uh, yeah, thank you, Sean. Yeah. Yeah. How many of you, when we were going through that process of the lake and the sun, felt something right here in the back of your head, a little tingling? How many of you guys felt that? Cool. And yes, a little drugs. Uh, we all know about. Uh, I felt the sun on the back of my head. Ooh, wow. Yeah. There are sensations that happen with this. There are exercises in meditation, and into qigong and tai chi, where you imagine that smoke is flowing across your body. As you breathe and as you're doing things, you imagine that you're holding a spinning barrel of water, you know, while you're doing your thing. You imagine, you're using imagination and vision to have some type of thing, and that's the whole basis behind the whole no touch knockout, or that kind of thing, which we all know in reality does not happen. But still, you can get some type of euphoric effect, some kind of beneficial effect from imagining. Another training thing is, imagine that the weight that you're holding is only a feather. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Life as a feather, stiff as a board. Remember that? Um, Imagination, visualization, the vision. All right, take care of yourself, Ace. I have a great appreciation for taking a little sunshine these days. Hell yeah, right on, Sean. I imagine I'm going to enjoy this cigarette out in the crisp Cleveland air as we wrap things up here. It's late, getting close to 9 o'clock, which is, of course, my bedtime. And a lot of other people have to do things as well. Yeah. Nice and crisp out here. hold this thing. Fuck it. Right on, metal. Indeed. Eat, bed, work, repeat. Yeah. But we can use imagination in our daily lives. We do. We have to. We have to use imagination in our daily lives. I'm imagining what I'm going to be doing Monday. I already know. I got to do this thing. I got to make this. And I get to watch other people have some imagination and some creativity. You know, like, well, you know, we made this one thing, but what if we added this? We could make it into something else. Yeah, let's try that. So, a little bit of imagination on even, you know, even though we're working in a plant and we're making a product like you know, in a production sense, there's still imagination needed. Some creative engineering, if you will. That's what any job. That's what any job. Anything. Puppy is a puppy. Puppy is in puppy jail. Got into with the other dogs, testing his place in the pack. Huh? I think we're all working in a small county police station. My brain will be going metal. Yeah, I was imagining work coming up while listening. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up? I come out here and I imagine what's going on out here. I don't know. I see cars going by. I see planes. I see people come and go. I can only imagine what they're doing, but I do. I do imagine. I get creative with it. That's just what I see. I can imagine them having a conversation, you know, with the person they're with, you know. I can imagine him get home and go, fuck, I did leave the toaster oven on. So yeah, folks, thank you very much for hanging out with me. Sunday reflections, imagination. Imagination makes the world go round. Uh, roaming. Yeah, that'd be great, man. Thank you very much. I like a good cigar and a good scotch sometimes. Yeah. I like to sit in there's a part of me that likes to go to the men's club, you know, and sit in the high chair, you know, by the fire, you know, and have a cigar and a scotch, just sit there, you know. And Ryan Pepper, let me know if you need help. I was an IT guy before I did my first engineering gig. I'd be happy to help. Yeah, engineering. Yeah, there's some imagination needed. Yep, won't be burning for lunch there, right, metal? You can imagine that would be a pretty bad idea. Oh, what's this? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Supreme Court considers concealed carry receptatory and purchase case. Ooh, I know what that is. Let's see. I'm sure I used to go to the men's club all the time, have myself a $90 bourbon and a $50 cigar. It was nice now and then, yeah. Yeah. I like the old stuffy, the old wood too, you know. Uh, all that wood, the wood smell. Just you know, old stuffy men, old gray-haired men. They're just like, ah, yeah, this. You know, it's appealing. It's appealing. You know, it's appealing to me sometimes. Ooh. Ace, good night all. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay imaginative. Yes. Roaming, hit the light, folks. Yeah. Well, I have an over unity of likes here. I got 14 people in chat, 32 likes. So always. Prepping plumber had a great family day with the kids and old lady at the county fair. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I just went to the fair not too long. Wayne County Fair. Yeah, my videos. Did I post? Oh, I didn't get to post those. Oh, because my phone broke. Damn, I lost that. Fuck. Yeah, I think I have to look. I think I lost those. Google recovery process didn't work. Lost a lot of shit. And that's one of the, it was epic too. It was long. I don't know. Maybe it did work. I don't know. I don't remember. Got to use my imagination in my memory reconstruction here. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, I hear you, Charity. Oh. The answer's still no. No. I'm wrapping things up, I swear. Yeah, I'm wrapping things up. Yeah. No. No. I love you. Oh, here we go. She imagines she's going to get a treat. All right, just for you folks here. Just for you folks. I have. What I have here. What's that? See, I'm imagining what you guys are seeing. I can't see what the camera is looking, I can imagine. There she goes. She's happy. Was that what you wanted? You better eat it. Yes, a pound of flesh for the beast. She's definitely had her pound of flesh. Oh. Yeah, here we go. Yes. So, I've been on here for 2 hours. It's getting close to my bedtime. I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight here. Yes, good night, Sean. Good night, Magique. Good night, Metal. Good night, Prepping Plumber. Good night, Roaming Prepper. Pete, Ace. Good night. Good night, anyone that's lurking and hanging out. Denise, Magique. Thanks for the 3 years. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. And I mean, because you guys, it just disconnected me. Yes, have a great week, all. Yes, the week is in front of us, so we can imagine what the week has in store for us, right? So I hope you all have a great week. Good night, everyone. Stay safe out there. Thank you, Metal. Yes. Hope you all have a great week and you accomplish a lot of things, right? Skull to you. So yeah, folks, it's been Mad Shad. Sunday Reflections. Picture, if you will. Chinook, good night. Yes, good night. Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign off. Good night. Thank you.